Without further ado, we will discuss where Bitcoin is headed, what I anticipate, and how our XRP targets have been spot on. We will also discuss the CME gap that we discussed last night during the live stream, where it sits, the likelihood that we will return there, and the likelihood that we will know that this final dip is over based on what the major institutions are doing. Take a seat back, unwind, and let's dive into a Bitcoin 86,388. It's currently down 2.4%, so theoretically, I'm coming out at 2,345. It's currently down 4.5%, with both USD and USDC coming in at their dollar pegs and XRP at a pitiful 2.23 cents. Over the last 24 hours, it has been rising, yet the total value of the cryptocurrency market has decreased by 2.1% to a pitiful $2.80 trillion. Where will we proceed from here, then? Well, it's pretty easy, in my opinion. Bitcoin returns to the $90,000 range. I think the Bitcoin market will finally break out and reach a new all-time high. We will go back down and narrow that CME gap if Bitcoin doesn't recover into that $90 to $100,000 region. Here, let's launch TradingView. This void was established in November. This is where you can see it. We discussed this throughout the live broadcast. What's the difference? What is the gap in CME? How does this happen? It's really easy. Given that these futures are only traded Monday through Friday, any price movement over the weekend can have both positive and negative effects. If the price moves significantly upward or downward over the weekend, when the futures market is closed, you get this gap. As you can see, this gap formed between 77,000 and about 80K. What does that mean? That indicates that when the futures markets closed on Friday, Bitcoin was trading around 77,000. Throughout the weekend, until Monday morning, it saw a surge to the upside of roughly 3,000 to 4,000. This is why there are no candles in it. Yes, these gaps do close 70% of the time. Many of us, including myself, thought that we wouldn't return and that this was one of the 30% chances that the gap wouldn't be filled. That's why, well, Bitcoin rose about $35,000 from where it was because I thought we were going to move past it, and now we were just going to leave it open as it was. However, as you can see, we have support ranges down here in the bottom left, where green is your support and red is resistance. Where do we go from here? We have resistance just above us right now, at around 89.5, all the way up to approximately 92,000. Will basic Bitcoins ever overcome this barrier, and if so, when will it happen? We must first review these support areas before moving on to the next resistance region, which is to set a new all-time high, or else we will decline once more. The support zone is located between 72 and 74K. Yes, that would cover the void. We proceed further if that line isn't true. Support might be seen down to the lower $60,000 range. The bull run is still going strong despite this. Nothing like that is indicated by this. What do I anticipate will happen in this market? This gap, in my opinion, is filled. I think that the price of XRP will drop to about $1.77 to $1.96. But that is not the end of the world because there is a huge area of support for XRP in that range. Why is the price dropping, you ask? Well, Bitcoin controls the market, so if it drops to close the CME gap, guess what? The rest of the market will follow up to this point, even though all of the coins have been doing very well. If you recall the last time that Bitcoin had this dip, it started to drop to about 90,000, and it went down to about 82, 81K. XRP is still in this $2 range, which we'll call 2020 cents. I do think this will be another correction for the alternates. Squeaky Mouse seems to believe that before the next upward move occurs, we will return to the $2 range. I'm on board with it. I see that if a bull market runs over, then the markets are doomed. No, I don't think this will last long, and I don't think there will be a lot of pain and suffering down here. I think this will be a quick move, and then I'm expecting a rebound to the upside at the end of next month, which is the end of Q1, and then in April, the beginning of Q2. And as cryptos like this look repeat after me, whales won't shake me. I'm holding tight because I know that Ethereum will reach 10,000 and alts will pump 20 to 50x in the next 6 to 8 months. He's right. We're still on track, and when we look back on this date, it will be one of the best buying opportunities. Excuse me, but South Korea is the good Korea, not North Korea. The FBI has verified that the $1.5 billion crypto hack was carried out by North Korea. Very intriguing. People, isn't time everything? After that, we will discuss this. The SEC has established a litigation council, concluded its investigation of Gemini, and will not be pursuing an enforcement action against us, Gemini's Cameron Winklevoss announced Monday. This marks yet another milestone in the end of the battle against crypto, which already includes the SEC's withdrawal of the Coinbase case and the shedding of investigations into open seas. It comes 699 days after the start of their inquiry and 277 days after they sent us a Wells notice. Of course, Gemini is not alone. The SEC's actions toward other cryptocurrency companies like Ripple and projects cost orders of magnitude more and hindered economic growth for America. This is why President Trump needed to take office to clean up this agency and eradicate the corruption that has been occurring. Robinhood and Uniswap do little to make up for the harm this agency has done to us, our industry, and America. They have cost us hundreds of millions of dollars in legal battles alone, as well as lost productivity, creativity, and innovation. The SEC, the Coinbase lawsuit, the OpenSea investigation, the lawsuit against Robinhood, the lawsuit against Uniswap, and the lawsuit against Tron have all occurred within a month of Trump taking office. The two cases that remain are Kraken, which I anticipate will be resolved any day, and Ripple versus SEC. Recall that the SEC held a brief Sunshine Act meeting on Monday, during which we discussed how frequently both XRP and Ripple were mentioned in that document. Meanwhile, as President Trump prepares to close more than 120 IRS tax offices throughout the country, the SEC dismisses the Uniswap against inquiry. This is really enormous. There's a lot of waste in these offices, people. There is much more to go in this run. It's not nearly over yet. Yes, bull runs do occasionally take a negative turn, as we are currently witnessing, but when we take a step back and consider the wider picture, this minor setback is nothing at all. Especially this late in a cycle, this will be remembered as one of those dips where you will regret not taking advantage of it. We are all aware of the outcome. We are all aware of how optimistic 2025 will be for cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is continuing to be purchased by Michael Saylor, BlackRock, all of your large institutional players, and your clients. ETFs for assets we never even imagined are also becoming more and more common. At this stage of the game, you can either accrue the dip or sit on your hands and go for a walk outside. That's all. Clear skies are ahead, so there should be no fear or anxiety.